you doing? I'm Dave from Airbourne, and you're watching Rocknlive. Keep rocking. Been really good, yeah. Tonight's going to be a big one. I think it's sold out, 3,900. Haven't played this venue yet, but it looks awesome, and I'll be looking forward to it, yeah. My whole tour's been pretty much the same way. It's been going really well.
It's been a hard road, but I'm almost home. Was the night fade to black? Hear the roar of the ground, 10,000 round. It's good to be back.
Great. I've heard, I don't know a hell of a lot of history about it, but just what I've been learning today. People have said it's just a great, historic place to play, and the sound of this venue is great, because I think last time we played here it was the Zenith on the last album, so this just seems a bit more, I don't know, a bit more atmosphere about it. In soundcheck it just acoustically sounds great, and it's, I don't know, what can I say, it's a really amazing venue.
Feel the sting of the sweat on the back of my neck. It's been way too long. Like a ricochet, I hit the stage. Let's get it on.
The set's been working really well on the tour. We've got, songs off the 3 albums, playing the singles. We're playing a handful of songs off the new album as well. So, yeah, look, I don't want to give it away before the show, but it's the set list, the order of it, the placing of it all, it just works really well. So it's a fair dose of rock and roll in the show. So you'll have a good time if you come down and see it.
Back in the game, breaking hearts again. You better watch out, 'cause I'm back.
No, we haven't been filming any of the shows. I think they might be getting some done in the UK part of it, but at this stage we haven't filmed any of it. We have just all of our explorers. I don't know. I've got about 4 or 5. Like, I have my main one. I have a spare one to the main one, and then I have another guitar that's have a different tuning for Diamond in the Rough and Back in the Game, because they're different tuning. And then I have a spare one for that. So about 4 or 5. And I think I have another one on the bus or the band room guitar for just practicing with. I think Joel's pretty much the same, so all up with basses, probably about 13, 14 guitars with the basses, yeah. I like the one I play, is my main one, which is the black Gibson Explorer with a white pinstripe around the body. That's that's my main guitar I always play.
So you better watch out, 'cause I'm back in the game. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we write. We're always writing a lot on the road. In sound checks, we always, someone will come up with a riff, so we just kind of put the recorder down and just do a rough version of recording it, but it's clear enough to make out what it is. And then, so we do that throughout the whole touring cycle of an album. Then when we go off the road to do pre-production for another album, we just get all those recordings out and go, right, what do we got, and then we just start putting it all together and seeing what we can come up with.
I'm built to last, I'll never crash. I'm invincible tonight. Feel the energy running over me like a ball from the sky.
A lot of it's live. We try to do it in the style of the way bands did it back in the 70s and all that, where they just would go in and just play live, and you have to be a tight band to do that. You just keep doing it over and over until it's good enough on an album. A lot of it's all recorded to analog. Another old school way of doing it, which is also you capture that sound of being recorded to tape, but it also, you can bounce it back through modern day tools, so you can play. It's a bit easier to fix stuff up here and there. But I guess that's how we get that kind of a classic feel to it. And the energy, we try to capture what we do live, and energy wise, and put that on the album, and that's just through playing live. We don't really go overboard with with trying to over-record too many guitars. Our motto is like, if we can't play this song the way it sounds on the album live, we won't, record it. So we try to keep it as simple and as close to how we would play it live as possible. So, so it's just similar to what you're listening to on the album.
Go another round in another town, I strike and then I'm gone. I'm a high octane hurricane, let's get it on.
Just, we've always known what we wanted to sound like, just from our bands we've grown up with, Rose Tattoo, AC/DC and Motorhead, the list goes on with bands, but that was always the kind of, the Australian kind of, I guess, bands like AC/DC, just that raw kind of rock sound, which is just a Gibson guitar through a Marshall amplifier. When there's no effects pedals, it's just old school guitar and amp, and that is our sound. That's that classic Marshall sound, and we've always known that from the start. We haven't really we've played other types of amps just to see what they sound like, but we've always come back to Marshall, and we also use Wizard now as well. So we know that's our sound, and we've always just stuck to that.
Back in the game, breaking hearts again. You better watch out, 'cause I'm back in the game.
Yes, as well as modern ones. We have a collection of some old J&Ps, Marshall J&Ps, but we normally we take a couple on the road, but the rest of them we leave home because we like to save them for the studio. And a lot of gear gets it gets wrecked a bit on stage because there's a lot of water getting thrown around. Excuse me, a lot of beer. When Joel smashes a can of beer on his head, it gets sprayed over gear. So any of our old vintage gear, we like to just kind of savour that for the studio. And same with old guitars, So it's it's a mix of both, really, old and new.
I'm back in the game, kicking ass again. No stopping me now, it's like I've never been away. So you better watch out, 'cause I'm back.
We've got lots of songs still left over and riffs still left over that we haven't even looked at when doing pre-production for the last album. So that's always there. At this stage, the album's only just come out, so we're just in the thick of touring now and trying to write as much as we can still while we're touring. But we're always looking ahead though. Like even when we're writing like the third album, even the second album, we sometimes have certain songs that go, yeah, that's more of a third album song or a fourth album song. So we're kind of planning ahead, on previous albums. So we do have a lot of songs still stored away that we're saving for the next album, or because certain songs have more of a certain album feel about it. So yeah, we're always constantly working on that. I'm not really fussed, really. The biggest present is to just have some sleep when you get home. You don't get a lot of sleep on tour. So to go home to Australia, it's summer back home for us. So we have a summer. Christmas for us is shorts, flip-flops, barbecue, cold beer. And that's I'm just happy to have that for Christmas. Thanks to all the French fans. You've been absolutely awesome supporting Airbourne over the years, and we absolutely love coming here to play to you guys. So look forward to seeing you tonight. Rock on.